Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. Tonight we are going for a beer from Big Drop Brewing Co. Which one is it? It's this one. It is Fieldhopper and it is a golden ale that weighs in at 0.5% ABV. What else can I tell you about it? Not an awful lot other than the little panel of joy that it's got on the side of the bottle. You've got a sliding scale between Scrambler and Rambler, and this is about 2/3 of the way up towards Rambler. Your IBU rating is 18, so not overly bitter, and there's only 41 calories per bottle. And the bit that I like most about this one so far is the hop is listed as East Kent Goldings. Now, being born and raised in the southeast of London, hop picking in Kent was always a summer thing to do, and yeah, having East Kent Goldings is a great thing. In my humble opinion, I used to love it, and I still do enjoy that hop very, very much. It says the earthy honey flavours of this quintessentially English hop variety balance a gentle bitterness with the delicate aroma of orange blossom and grapefruit. Perfect for a Sunday afternoon ramble in the countryside. Well, it's not Sunday afternoon, it's Saturday afternoon, and I'm almost-ish at the end of week one of my my weeks, or 2 weeks rather, of actually having no real beer. Obviously, COVID vaccine, so I'm trying to play the odds in my favour and give it the best chance of doing its thing. So yeah, I've had a bit of issues with Big Drop beers being very active in the bottle, and I'm hoping this one doesn't open like a Roman candle. And I have not got a towel protecting my legs today, so yeah, I'm living dangerously on the edge. So let's get it open carefully and pour into a glass. So no, I think we're good. I think we're good. There we are. So we're going to pour into my vocation glass, and the pour is, oh, that's a nice colour. It's a nice golden colour. Lovely bit of surge as we pour. That, ladies and gents, boys and girls, is a nice looking beer. It's got a depth of colour, nice and gold. You've got an off-white head that is relatively tight and compact, and it's being joined by the nucleated bubbles right at the bottom. Clear as a bell. That's your beer in a glass. It's a nice looking beer, that. I like the look of that. Let's have a whiff. Classic Goldings hop. It's right there on the nose, playing lovely with those sort of balanced malts. It's not got that overly sweet malt that a lot of the Big Drop beers have got. I'm eternally grateful I'm not getting that on the nose. It smells really, really nice. I want to dive in and get a taste. Looks good, smells great. Cheers. Yeah, that works. That does work. Now, the body is light to medium, closer to the medium. It's balanced. It is hoppy-ish. Those East Kent Goldings are shining right through. The make mention of orange blossom. It's right there in the background. It's clean tasting. It's crisp. It's fresh. There is, however, a sweetness on the malt, and it is that sweetness, but it's quite low level, so I can forgive it a little bit, I think. With the IBU rating of 18, it really never expected to have much bitterness, and there's not. You know, it's balanced perfectly between the malts and the hops. I like that a lot in that sense. I appreciate the balance. It's so easy to go one way or the other and force a particular sort of agenda with your beer. But it takes a real craft to get it just right, you know, and have both flavours from the malt and the hops shine through and not really crowd each other out. Quite impressed with that. Finish is quite short though, quite sweet. but it's got that characteristic of the East Kent Goldings, and it's lovely. Yeah, I like that. Decent body, decent beer. So, before we go to my scoreboard of joy, let's consult the aid memoir from Untapped, which shows a rather paltry 85 check-ins and an average score of 2.9, which is a little bit better than many of the big drop beers that I've had and certainly seen. So yeah, not many numbers sort of taking it out to try. I'm going to add one to that tonight. So my currently completely empty scoreboard of joy. I've not even written the name on the top. Let's fill that in quick. Fieldhopper. Lovely. So we're judging it on the 5 pillars of judgment: the looks, the body, the aroma, the taste, and the finish. Now I realise I've got them out of sync there. But what do we think of it on the looks? Well, you know, the head has dissipated, but upon pouring, it was a really nice looking beer. You've got a golden colour that inspires a bit of confidence. You've got a head that works. You know, it was quite sort of compact and concise. It's a nice clear beer. It works well with the style. Can't really fault it at all. I'm going to give it the full point on the looks. I'm actually excited that I've got a beer from Big Drop that I'm really a fan of. The aroma, it was classic East Kent Goldings hops. It's got that old school bitter thing going on. And I know it's not a bitter, but when you smell a best bitter, that's what it's got. Perfect interplay of the hop. A nice balanced malt. It smells a little bit more robust than the flavour does, but on the whole, it's a classic aroma. I like it a lot. Could be a little bit stronger though, so I'm only going to give it the 0.75 there. Body is pretty decent. You know, it's almost medium. Could do just a little touch more, I'd say. The mouthfeel is spot on. The carbonation level is just right. It works. I'm going to give it the 0.75 there as well. I'm not going to beat around the bush. The taste is where it all matters, and quite often with a big drop beer I'm let down because of that overarching sweet malt that just decimates everything else on the flavour palette. Thankfully here, there is some of it, but it's so muted, it allows everything else just to do its thing. It's got that stereotypical Goldings hop. You've got a balance of a sweet malt, ever so slightly roasted, just a little bit of something there just to lift it and balance that hop lovely. I like it a lot, but because it has got that little bit of the sweet malt that I'm not a fan of, I'm going to give it just a smidgen off there. So I'm going to give it the 0.75 again. And the finish on a golden ale, you know, it's not an IPA, and it's not got the oomph behind it, so I don't expect a massively hoppy finish or anything like that. But I do appreciate the full rounded flavour of the malts and the hops at a medium kind of longevity. And with this one, you get that. You've got a sweetness from the malt. You've got that ever so slight bitterness of the hop. You could argue that it's a bit grapefruity on the back end, but that's really kind of pushing it a little bit. You know, you've really got to use your imagination there. It's just a classic bitterness, really. And like I say, the longevity is just a little bit more than medium, and it works. So I'm going to give it 0.75 again. You know, if it had just a little bit more punch from the hop, because that's where it just needs a little lift on the back end, and it would be really, really good. So what does that give it? 1.5, 3, 4 out of 5 on the old Untapped scoreboard of joy, which for me, giving that score to a big drop beer is quite astounding in my opinion, because none of them so far, particularly on the paler options, have kind of garnered my favour, and I'm glad that I found one that does, because, you know, 41 calories in the bottle. Yeah, it was 41. A hop that I adore. You could almost call it twiggy. It's almost a twiggy beer, this one. I like it a lot. You know, I love a bit of traditional beer, and to find an alcohol-free one that fits that classic template, lovely. So yeah, there we go. Big Drop Brewing Co.'s Fieldhopper Golden Ale. If you've not tried it, I do suggest you do. And on that note, I'm going to say that's been the beer. Down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. But definitely let me know in the comment section if you've tried the old Fieldhopper and what you thought of it. On that note, I'm going to go drink it, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye.